What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good and okay. And today, my video is about my own personal smartphone, which is an iPhone 13. And I bought this back in 2022, to be precise, 1st June 2022. And I have been using this phone regularly as everyone else uses this phone, and this is my only smartphone. I don't have any other phone on me, so I depend on this phone a lot, and by a lot, I mean a lot. The back side of this phone is made of glass, and it's a fingerprint magnet. You get a lot of smudges and fingerprints on it, so you have to bear that in mind, because this glass gets a lot of dirt, dust, fingerprints, smudges, everything. It attracts everything. This color is black, midnight black, but to me it's dark blue. I don't know why Apple named their colors very differently. Now the sides are made of aluminium, and on the left side you get two volume buttons, a silent switch. On the right side you get on off switch. On the top you get speaker, and on the bottom you get another speaker, microphone, and with a lightning port. So yes, this phone is from the lightning port times. It weighs around 174 grams and very lightweight. Overall, the feel of this device is really premium. Even today, if you buy a cheap Android phone, I said cheap, so don't give me hate. I mean around 100 and 150 £200 Android phone or any other phone, then in comparison to that, this feels really luxury in front of them. It's an old design with a notch in it, and to me the notch isn't that much of a big deal. I shifted from an Android phone which got a water droplet notch, as they say. And in the early days, yes, I was noticing the notch a lot. I was like, why is this so big? And it was irritative. Is it a word? So notch is not that much of a big deal for me, but having a 60 hertz display on a flagship phone of that time, or even now in the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus, Apple don't give you a 120 Hz display or 90 Hz. They still are selling 60 Hz display. Now, to some people, that's a big deal, but to me, that's not. And that's because I don't have a device that is higher than 60 Hz. I have my phone, which is 60 Hz. I got my iPad, which is 60 Hz. My monitor, my laptop, everything is 60 Hz. So, for me, shifting from one screen to another, it feels the same. But when I was in Apple Store and I compared this to other smartphone, other iPhone, which the latest one, and it got 120 hertz, and at that time, that was the only time I felt like it's sluggish, it's slow. But in everyday use, for everyone, for an average person, I mean my parents, my brother, they can't tell a difference between this display and 120 hertz display. So for most of people that doesn't even matter. Now another thing about this display is it's bright, but not too much bright. It's 1200 nits bright, so it's pretty much usable outdoor in a sunny weather, but it's not enjoyable. You can see what's there on the screen, but you can't see the details. And by that I mean, let's give you an example. I'm going to make a phone call. Yes, it's really easy to make a phone call even on sunny weather with full brightness on this phone, of course. But even in a sunny weather, you can see it completely. But if you're watching Netflix or YouTube, Insta, or any other app, then you might have wished that the display was a little bit more brighter. Then yes, you would have enjoyed it a lot more better. So yeah, sharp videos, touch is really responsive, and yeah, that's it. Now to me, the biggest disadvantage of having this phone is its battery, and this one specifically got 80% battery health left in it. It supports 20-watt wired charging and 15-watt wireless charge, and within 80 minutes or 90 minutes you can completely charge it from 10% to 100%. So the fast charging isn't that issue. But using this battery every day, for me nowadays, if I go out with it 100% charge in the morning, and by the time it's 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., I would have 20% charge left in my phone. And that's with a moderate use. I don't like binge watch anything. I'm talking about 5 hours of screen time. and with 5 hours of screen time it uses around 80% battery. Yes, that really depends on the battery health percentage because it's 80%, but even when it was 100%, the battery health percentage was 100%, even at that time it wasn't magic or wasn't that great. But still, if you don't use your phone a lot throughout the day and you don't game on it, especially game drains the battery a lot, but if you don't game a lot during the day, then yes, it's okay, especially if you can find another phone with 90% battery health or above. That would be a gold mine. Now the best thing about this phone is its camera. It got 12 megapixel wide camera and 12 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 12 megapixel front facing camera for selfies. Now all of the cameras supports 4K up to 60 frames per second recording, and for day-to-day use this is more than enough because Apple wins the recording game by a great margin. Okay, this is the back camera. It's 12 megapixel and can record up to 4K 60 fps. This video is 4K 60 fps, and if we switch to ultra wide 4K 60 fps, okay, let's switch it. Now this is the ultra wide, and with 2025 standards, this is pretty good for what you are paying. Also, the mic quality, I don't think you are going to hear me very clear, but this is the mic quality direct from in this loud environment. And I'm sorry if you can't hear anything. Unluckily, there's no ProRes recording for professional people. The camera on this phone is really great even in 2025. For day-to-day use, it's perfect. There's one thing missing, and that is a telephoto lens, and to me, I didn't feel the urge to upgrade because of the camera. Some people complain about the telephoto lens, and to me that's not the case. Yes, battery wants me to upgrade, but the camera, it's still perfect for 2025. Now another thing about this phone is its processor and performance, and in 2025 it's more than enough. You get an A15 Bionic processor, 4GB RAM. Yes, I know you are thinking that it's less, but for an iPhone, a 4GB RAM is good. The apps runs really quickly and smoothly, doesn't lag. Yes, it can handle games pretty easily, but at the same time, if you are gaming on it, then the battery life is not good for gaming. Now there are a couple of problems. First, it heats up a lot and really quickly, especially if you are gaming. And the second thing is its background running and background activity. Now let me give you an example. I used to have an Android phone which was £100 or £150. That was cheap, like in comparison to this was £600. Now I'm downloading something on YouTube. On Android, I press the download button, I left the app, I was doing something else, the download was still continued in the background, it was running, and even if you turn it off, it was still downloading on Android. But on this phone, the moment you leave that app, that specific app, it stops downloading. For example, on Telegram, I just pressed the download button, I just left the app, the download stopped. Okay, I just pressed the download button again, I switch off the screen, turn off the screen, the download will stop. So the background activity is not that great on this phone. Also, one thing I have noticed is that I have same network, same Wi-Fi on my iPhone and on my iPad. I have WhatsApp on both of them, and sometimes when I get a message, I get that message first on iPad, and after 20 or 30 seconds delay, I get that message on my phone. So yes, there is this slight problem in terms of background activity, but other than else, for everyday use, for normal usage, for day-to-day task, this processor is more than enough. This phone is more than enough. Apple says they got ceramic shield on the front glass on the screen, but I don't trust Apple, so I got a screen protector or glass protector on it from the very first day and haven't used it a single day without a glass protector. On the back side, again there's a ceramic shield, but I don't use it without a cover. I have my phone wrapped in a cover and glass protector all the time. Now from the very moment I have bought this phone till now, I have dropped this like 5, 6 or maybe 7 times, so I'm really careful with my phone, And in terms of condition, it's still in great condition. I mean, there are some minor scratches, dots on the aluminium side rails on the right side with the power on off button. On the bottom, yes, you can see a couple of them. And on the left side, yes, one on a SIM card tray and two near the volume button. And if I didn't tell you that there are minor scratches on this one, you wouldn't be able to find out because I nitpick a lot. Now on the back glass, I recently got scratches, and that's because of a cover which I bought was a MagSafe cover, but it was a cheap one, and due to the MagSafe magnets, it got a very perfectly circle scratch. There is a circle and another circle on top of that, and yes, that's it. You cannot smudge that off, you cannot wipe that, and yeah, you can see the MagSafe outlines on the back glass. Now, connectivity. It's a 5G phone, but it heats up a lot and really quickly, as I mentioned. So, because of that reason, I use it on 4G all the time. And 4G is more than enough here in London. But yes, if you're living somewhere else and 4G doesn't work that properly, that means you don't even have 5G. I'm kidding. But if 4G isn't working out, then yes, you can use 5G on this phone. Sometimes you may need 5G on this phone, but 99% of the time for me, I still keep it on 4G, and at home I got a Wi-Fi. Now there's another problem I have encountered with this phone, and that is Wi-Fi range. I have an Android which was really cheap, around £150, as I mentioned. That phone was more better in terms of catching signals of Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi range on that phone was better than this one. I was using both of my phones and I was having issues connecting it to the Wi-Fi. I was able to find the Wi-Fi on Android but not on this phone. When I got closer to the Wi-Fi, then yes, I was able to find, but the signal range, I don't think it's the Wi-Fi problem, it's phone. I also have noticed signal drops whenever we are outdoor. My brother, who's using an Android phone, is having better signal and better connectivity than this one. Now, in my opinion, it's really a great phone for 2025, especially because of the pricing. You can find this phone for 250 pounds here in UK, a used one. Also, if you're lucky to find a phone with 90% battery health or above than that, then that would be better. I would recommend this phone for those who want a phone on a budget, especially those who want to try iOS on budget and don't want to waste their money on buying an expensive iPhone. So this phone is really great for students, those who want to experience iOS. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much my video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.